Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, I want to share with you my ultimate evening skincare routine featuring all of my current skincare favourites. More importantly though, I want to share with you how I personally incorporate copper peptides into my routine for ease, convenience, and the very best results. Copper peptides are one of the hottest ingredients in skincare this year, and you're going to hear a lot about them. But they tend to come with a little bit of unfair baggage, people thinking they're really complex and challenging to incorporate into our routine, and I'm here to say they're just not. This is how I personally choose to do it, so sit back, relax, let's talk my ultimate evening routine. Now in today's video, I'm going to keep this super chatty and free-flowing. We're just going to apply the products as we go. And if you enjoy this style of content where we demonstrate how to use products, do more full skincare routines, let me know by reaching down and giving the video a big thumbs up and a like. This truly is the best way of supporting me as a content creator, because the more likes the video gets, the more widely YouTube will distribute it on its platform. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you all so much. Now, without further ado, let's cut that waffle and delve straight on in. So, as for my evening skincare routine, I always forget to mention this, so let's just do this straight off the bat. My skin type is oily, slightly acne prone, and also showing the first signs of aging. I'm very quickly approaching 40, and so as I hit that milestone, I am trying to focus down the products that I use and the routine that I have on anti-aging. You know, reducing the prevalence of fine lines and wrinkles, returning some firmness and elasticity. I do think, however, that most of the products showcased today will be applicable for everyone, no matter what their skin type or what skin goals they want to reach. If I think there's some alternatives on the market, I'll be sharing those as we go through, and I've linked everything mentioned in the description box below. I do my best to trawl the internet to find any discount codes that I can get for you guys, because you know what? The cost of everything is going up and up at the moment, so we can save some of our coin, why not? So if I have been able to find a discount code of any description, like I say, I've linked it in the description box below. So, off camera I cleansed, and today I used my own cleanser. This is the Mad About Skin Gentle Jelly Cleanser, and the reason I use this is I find that I'm a little bit lazy. I like the idea of doing a double cleanse, which is where you start with the balm cleanser and then rinse it off with the gel cleanser. However, I'm just too lazy to do that, if I'm totally honest. And so when I created this product, it's kind of like a double cleanse in one. You get the beautiful oils in here, which are going to help to break apart any water-resistant SPF and makeup, but it's also in a really nice texture that will help rinse everything away without leaving a trace of anything behind. So it's kind of like a one-stop double cleanse, which I'm all about, because I kind of want to get into the good stuff in a routine, cleanse, and then get on with the rest of the product. So yeah, I did this off camera, and at the moment, if you're interested, again, getting back to that saving money that I've just talked about, if you want to get this, you can get it in a bundle that we've just launched, where you get this with the cleanser, the moisturiser, and the lip balm, all together for the equivalent of about £20. It's super affordable. It's a saving about 30% versus buying them all individually, and I've linked them in the description box below. Just my way of saying, get the basics right, get the essentials for your skincare routine, and save a little coin. So I did that off camera because, I'll be honest, I'm not dexterous enough to be able to cleanse and not make a hot mess of everything. But my skin is now a little bit dry because I probably cleansed 15 minutes ago, and I towel dried after. So I'm just going to freshen everything up with this. This is the Allies of Skin Molecular Savior Probiotics Treatment Mist. Now, the reason that I'm using this is we're coming onto some copper peptides later on, and copper peptides do work with almost everything in your skincare routine. They're a lot less complex than people make them out to be. But one thing that can impact their efficacy is high strength antioxidants. And so I always think, be mindful of the antioxidants you're using in your evening routine if you're using copper peptides. This has a blend of 6 antioxidants, but they're all quite gentle, and so they'll work and pair well with those copper peptides. If you don't, this I love because it's got 5% dose of niacinamide in here, which is that perfect concentration. But if you don't want to go for this, I will also link one of my favourite Q10 serums below, because Q10 again works well as an antioxidant with copper peptides and is a lot cheaper. So depending on your price point, you could either reach for this one, or you could go for a more simplistic Q10 serum, which again I've linked below. It's really up to you, but these are the ones I would recommend in terms of antioxidants pairing alongside your copper peptides. So let's ditch the glasses and let's give this a spritz. Now I tend to just use 3 spritzes of this because it has a beautiful fine mist on it. Works really well and kind of just freshens everything up. While that's sinking in and doing its thing, I'm going to come on to the eyes and the lips, which I always get out of the way first because my under eye is super sensitive. So I tend not to put a lot of actives there. I just don't want to aggravate it, increase sensitivity. So I've been using this, which definitely featured in my recent favorites video, which I should have linked actually. I'll link that up there if you do want to check it out. So this is the Medicate Crystal Retinal Ceramide Eye. They do 3 strengths. This is the lowest strength of 3, which just works for me. Hands down, no other eye cream has tackled my, fine lines and crow's feet like this one. It's amazing, and it means I can use retinoids under my eye, whereas other retinoids my skin was just too sensitive for. You can go for one of the higher strengths. I've stayed at the low strength because I think that just works best for me. But if you've got deeper lines and wrinkles, you might want to go for one of the higher potency options, which is absolutely fine. So I will just tap this under the eye. You can also use this on the eyelid, which is very rare for a retinoid. Normally it's too sensitizing for that, but I can. So I will use that as well. And I just work in circular motions. Top tip. When you're massaging into the eye, massage into the tear duct, into the corner here. That'll help with lymphatic drainage, which on a morning you'll wake up and your eyes will be less puffy, hopefully. A little bit of massage, just a free tip to throw out there. Now I'm going to go into the lips. So this is the Mad About Skin lip conditioner, which is part of that basics collection, the essentials collection that I just mentioned with that cleanser. We're doing a rebrand. It's actually really exciting. Doing a full rebrand in March, and in the run up to that, obviously we're repackaging, redesigning everything. The formulations are staying the same, but everything else is changing. And so we are seeing some limited stock of certain products. There's only about 30 of these lip conditioners left. So if you want to try one, now's the time. But don't worry if you don't, it will be coming back in March. So if you miss out, it'll be back in March. But yeah, I put this on. And I tend to put a thicker layer on than I would on a morning, just to, again, protect the lips. I'm a little bit haphazard with my skincare application. I just kind of throw it on. I see these content creators online gently patting and massaging. I ain't got time for that. I just throw it on the skin. And so you don't want your retinoids and things coming into contact with the lips because that could, cause a lot of dryness and irritation. So putting your lip balm on first, same with the eye product, on first, means if, like me, you're a little bit haphazard with your application, it's fine. You've got that layer of protection. So we're going to come on to the rest of the routine now, the good stuff, what we're all here for. So I'd say like the standout performer of today is going to be this. This is the copper amino isolate serum by NIOD. This is the copper peptide that I'm using today. There are others on the market. The reason I'm showcasing this is if you're watching this video in the first 2 days of it going live, so before the end of January, this is 50% off. Hands down, the best copper peptide on skincare planet Earth. It's normally like £80 here in the UK. You can basically get it for 35. So I've stocked up and now I'm using it because I do love this, but I will only buy it when it's on sale. I'm too cheap to be buying it full price. I will only buy it when it's on sale. There are some other options. NIOD do the serum version. This is a lipid oil base. There's a serum version that's slightly cheaper, and the ordinary do their multi-peptides plus copper peptide serum. It's kind of up to you which ones you want to use. I'm going to go in with this because the technology far outstrips anything else on the market. But before I do, I'm just going to put a little of this on. This is the K Secret Sol 1988 Snail Mucin. That's got the longest title possible. I've not really been a fan of snail mucin. I just don't like the texture. But this is great. It's not slimy like other snail mucins. You get that plump, you get that hydration, you get that juiciness to the skin, which I love. And this is just a perfect base for the rest of the products that I'm going to put on. So work that into the skin. It feels so good. It's literally so good. But I think the success to snail mucin is to have a little hydration underneath it. So that spray of that Allies of Skin mist definitely helps. And it just helps. It'll just soak up any of the moisture within that mist, and that's what will give that plumping action. So yeah, I do love that. And take it from me, as someone who doesn't care at all for snail mucin and the texture, this works. Now, for the vegan viewers out there, or people that are looking to minimize or eliminate animal-derived ingredients, there is actually a vegan alternative to this, which is the V-Green Nature Mucin Toner, which uses wild yam instead of snail essence. But it's the same, basically same outcomes, just different ingredient profile. So I will also link that because I think, you know, there are a lot of people that are experimenting with plant-based options and looking for those options out there. So I will definitely link that because both, in my opinion, are absolutely amazing and so much better than that CosRx one that's always viral on TikTok. Forget the CosRx one. That K-Secret one or the V-Green Nature Mucin one, far better. So now let's come on to the copper peptides. So I've got a cat hair. I don't think I've ever filmed like full skincare routine without there being a cat hair featuring. So this, you need the smallest amount. Now, when I say the smallest amount, let me show you. That is it. I see people using gallons of this stuff. It's too pricey for that. And you don't need it. This is enough. And I just dab it across the skin and then I work it in. Now you will find that this, if you use particularly that snail mucin first, this slips and slides over the skin so effortlessly. It just works. You don't need a lot because look at that. Done. If you use too much, it ends up greasy, you're wasting product, you're wasting money, and it ends up way too greasy. You just don't need it. This, more than enough, and you can see it's gone in. Now the texture of this is, well, it's oil based, it's lipid based, so it's slightly on the oily side, but that's okay, it'll sink in. And you also have, I think it smells divine. It smells a bit clovey, which I know isn't everyone saying. I personally really like that scent. It's good for me, but it'll depend on the individual as to what you think. But yeah, you can see that goes in. Copper peptides, let me just, while that sinks in, let me say, are clinically proven to increase the rate of collagen elastin production because it triggers the body into thinking there's been a bit of a collagen incident and then it needs to make more. So it ramps up collagen production, but it also feeds the body all the ingredients it needs for that collagen production. So you're kind of giving the instruction and the ingredients, which is why together this is just amazing. Now, depending on which copper peptide you go for will depend on how you take your routine now. So I went for the lipid-based one. So all the products that I'm going to put on afterwards are actually oil-based. This way it'll work in synergy with this and it'll layer properly. If you go for, say, the ordinary or the NIOD serum, then they're water-based, and so actually you could have water-based serums. It's really up to you. Now, if you go for one of the water-based ones, you could also continue, as I'm doing, with the oil-based steps next. It's fine. What I wouldn't recommend, though, is you put the copper amino isolate lipid on, which I've done, and then try put water-based serums on top, because that oil is just going to prevent it actually doing anything. So that's the caveat, but that once you've got your head around that, everything else is super simple. So I've actually chosen my favourite oil-based products to finish this routine. So first up, I'm going to go in with this. This is one of my current favourites. This is the Crave Beauty Oil La La Serum. Now this actually has a blend of water-based and oil-based ingredients in here, so it's absolutely fine to use alongside this because that oil will act as like a vehicle to get to where you need to be. And why I love this is it's packed full of linoleic acids, which are great if, like me, you're super oily and acne prone. A lot of the issue why we get blackheads and congestion is the oil that we produce kind of just gets lodged, stuck in the skin. It's too sticky, it sticks there and it becomes a problem. If you add the linoleic acid into the mix, like with this, then you're absolutely gonna see just all of that oil almost in the skin watered down, just made less, you know, less sticky, and that way it'll be able to be removed from the skin so much easier. I found this to be a great hack, particularly if you have oily skin, though this is a beautiful serum that anyone could use. It hydrates, it's got a few antioxidants in here, but again, gentle ones that you can use alongside those copper peptides, and it's calming and it's soothing. I absolutely love it. It's like wizardry. Look at that. There's no, there's oils in here, but look. It's not tacky, it's not sticky, it's not oily, it just feels so good. And I find that one's really effective on hyperpigmentation too. So if you've got hyperpigmentation, that could really work. Now to finish everything off, and yeah, you heard me right, finishing everything off already. This isn't a super long, drawn-out routine, because I think when you're using copper peptides, sometimes keeping things simple is great. We've got our antioxidants, we've had an effective cleanse, we've got some extra hydration from that snail mucin, which is great. We've had our niacinamide touch, and now we're going to come on to what I call like the real goodies. So I would use in an evening, I always use a vitamin C derivative, and I always use a retinoid. When it comes to copper peptides, you can absolutely use vitamin C derivatives alongside it, and you can use retinal. So retinal is my preferred form of retinoid because it's less sensitizing and you get better results than retinol. And you can absolutely use these together with your copper peptides. And I've chosen oil-based ones because again, I find that that's going to work best with that lipid-based copper peptide. So this is the ordinary ascorbyl tetraisomeric palmitate solution of vitamin F, and this is the Mad About Skin retinal oil. So this has vitamin E, which is going to nourish, hydrate, and also give some antioxidants. This is a potent vitamin C derivative, super gentle, fine to be used alongside your copper peptides. So for me, you could just apply these straight to the skin, no issue. But for me, I like to mix them in with a moisturizer because I find on oily skin that just works better, it absorbs quicker, it just gives a nicer finish. So I'm going to be using this. This is the Coats Triple Moisture Water Cream. I'm obsessed with this brand at the moment. I can't tell you, I am literally obsessed. They do a great exfoliating milk, they do a lovely cleanser. This moisturizer is phenomenal. You've got ceramides, you've got polyglutamic acid in here, you've got some great other humectants, some calming and soothing ingredients, and a couple of peptides too. So it's going to kind of boost up the copper peptide action. So I'll put a little, now with this, genuinely the smallest amount. Like this will last me 6 months. You need the tiniest amount of this. And then I'll put 1 pump of the retinal oil, and then I'll put a little bit of a drop of the vitamin C in here too. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of smoothies, you know, like the Drunk Elephant smoothies, where you mix it all together and slap it on, because you have to really understand the products you're mixing together and whether they're compatible. But I will do this with my moisturizer on the condition that the ingredients I'm putting in there are fine. And in this case, these two absolutely are. But I always like to throw out that word of caution that before you go mix all your skincare products together, that doesn't always work. This, it's fine, and I find most facial oils will drop beautifully into moisturizers at the end of your routine. But again, just caveat that with, make sure you know what you're doing before you do it. And these two, in with that beautiful moisturizer, absolutely fine. And there you have it, guys. That is my evening skincare routine. Hopefully, have we demystified copper peptides now and shown that whilst you get next level amazing technology with that NIOD copper amino isolate lipid, that doesn't mean you have to forego the rest of your routine. I've been able to get a dose of vitamin C, we've got my retinoids, I've used my copper peptides, I've had a great cleanse. I've been able to use all my favorites and still get that copper peptide fix. What do you guys think? Hopefully this has inspired you a little bit on your copper peptide journey, giving you some food for thought, but sound off in the comment section below. My skin is feeling super juicy, super bouncy, ready for bed, which, spoiler alert, I'm filming this at like 6 p.m. So I've got a solid 4 hours before I go to bed, but I'm ready. When that time comes, I am ready. Hopefully you've enjoyed this, and wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, and love your skin. Take care. Bye.